Look at this little baby. We're gonna watch something real quick. I'm gonna swap it over though. All right, let me bring this up real quick. I made this video. I technically did make this video. I literally did make this video. I don't know why I said technically. I made a video that I'm gonna show you in a second, and it is such a duality of, man, there are two wolves inside of you type shit. Let me show you. Let me hit you with it. That's all I want. That's all anyone wants. Sorry, it's in a shorts format in life. So it's 9:16. We tried to stop it, but it didn't want to be stopped. I'm gonna go on the hill. What a fucking wild time, man. It's been a minute since that first video, huh? Let me see if I can get bigger. Also, welcome in everyone to Scott to Handle. Good to see you, Scott. I don't think that you need to be reminded that you're literally the best. However, I just want you to know that ever since I first laid eyes on you, I knew that you were the one. Scan out to Scott to Handle. I appreciate every single detail that you put into your streams. I think that you got it, baby. That's what you got. You got it. Let me make myself a little bit bigger so you can see the finer details and whatnot. Welcome in Gurchi. Welcome in X-Ray. Welcome in Flisklet. Welcome in Dark Stormy Moon. Welcome in Blue Blur.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
Thank you, Flisklet. I greatly appreciate it. Giving a sub to Scott to Handle. He should want for nothing, and that means not having to deal with that.
One sub to 2
for sure.
2HANDL.
Shout
They
out.
have given 2 gift subs in the channel.
Gurchi, who is I know this is supposed to be about me, but this is also how I do things. Okay, so just let me cook for a second. I'd even test to see if my microphone sensitivity was right. Okay, it is right now. Gurchi is a super cool, comfy person. Also has probably one of the most delicious Blaha shark plushies that I've ever seen in my life. And I went to her Discord, and they ran a poll about what sort of things she should do with Blaha. And among the choices, it was like put Blaha on her head, or accidentally quote unquote drop Blaha, or eat. Like someone should eat it, with someone being put in asterisks. And I think that I'm pretty sure it was like a little nod, a little hat tip to me. And yeah, but unfortunately people can see who voted on what, so you know, everybody outed themselves. I of course put like a sushi emoji right underneath it because I had to, because it's a thing. It's a cute thing that we do. Shout out, it's Franny B. Gurchi does a lot of like puzzling type games, or puzzle adventure games, or adventure games with puzzle elements. It is her thing, and boy howdy is she good at it. Shout out, it's Franny B. Franny B is somebody that I described to a possible collab partner as being literally like me, just British. And I can't think of a more apt description for sure. Shout out X-Ray Specs. X-Ray is a very talented artist. Is also working on some sub badges for me, and I love her to death for that. Partner in marriage, true. She also has an awesome vibe. She's just a naturally cool person, and if you pass the vibe check as hard as she does, it's hard not to want to spend time with her. Shout out. What the fuck is this shit? It's called me bonding with my chat. What do you mean? Don't shout me out? I'm shouting you out. This is what I do. This is how this goes. Dark Story Moon, awesome person. Flisklet, I need to shout him out. Flisklet is one of, if not my top 3 cat person VTubers. They play a lot of games that I think that would fall under the radar a little bit were it not for them, and I appreciate them for that. I also like the sound of their voice. I think they have a very unique voice. I like it when they make sounds with their mouth parts. You know when they do that. Welcome in, Obes Music. Obes also needs to be shouted out. Obes is a very talented music maker and all-around rad dude. You can bond with me any day, Prosto. I don't know if you could afford me. Damn. Damn, dude. Get fucked. I'm kidding a little bit. All right, so what are you doing in Final Fantasy 11? It's a great question. This is where it all started, baby. Just like that first clip that I showed you. We're gonna break this thing out into chunks. Okay, I also need to start the subathon. How about that? Stream elements, and I'm also gonna add the sub that you gave me, the subs time, because this is a subathon. Believe it or not, it's gonna be. I'm not gonna tell you the rules yet. I'm getting out of order. I wrote an 1800 word document about how this is supposed to go. It wasn't supposed to be 1800 words. I'll tell you that much. I'll give you that one for free. Fucking overlays. I can't believe I have to go into my overlays. Stream elements, overlays, pro stoic, subathon timer settings, timer settings. Sorry, timer. There we are. And then I'm gonna do add. How much did I set this for? Per things. I'm a professional streamer. Just give me a moment. Let me cook. 3 minutes per tier 1. Add time 3. And that should bump it up an extra 3 minutes. I already gave us up. Yeah, I'm gonna make it count. The timer is on the screen. The timer is on the screen, and I added time. Do you see it up at the top here? Do you see it? Ah, math class. Can you send me the copy pasta? If you send me the copy pasta, I'll just fucking give it to you for free. It does, and I appreciate you, Blisklet, for very correctly making sure that I'm on top of my shit. I would do the same for you, for sure. So we're gonna break this thing out into chunks. All right, the first hour-ish is gonna be me just saying words at you. Okay, it's gonna be a channel deep dive. I'm gonna describe what the channel's history is, what I've done up until this point, and that's gonna bring us to the present. And then things that I'm currently working on actively right now in the Overlord, and then future stuff. What I'm working on in preparatory for a 2.0 type thing, or maybe even like a 1.5 in between. I'm not going to save it and just, dump a big load on you guys all at once. It's probably going to be little improvements over time, and then maybe I'll save like a collection of things so I could do like the VTuber / Zoomer thing of being like, big things, chat, big things, crazy, huge things, massive things on the horizon, lots and lots of stuff happening all the time, crazy, exciting happenings of every description, massive mystery occurrences about to come flying at you. You know what I mean? Connecting to chat. Why does it say connecting to chat? There it is. Welcome to the chat room. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome in, Piju. Oh my god, it's 11 today. I'm going to be disappointing a lot of people that think that this is going to be return to form. This is not. I'm gonna rip off the band-aid right now so I can give you your time back if you were going to stay otherwise. I'm not going to be playing Final Fantasy 11 today. This is a throwback type thing to my origins as a Final Fantasy 11 streamer. But that's like jumping ahead like 500 words into this fucking cursed novel that I created for myself. It is a nice backdrop though, and also because I figured out that my current keyboard, which is a Asus Strix 2 Electric Boogaloo, has it so that it's F1 keys, which you would normally use in Final Fantasy 11 to target yourself and other people, doesn't do anything. Like, it's for some reason it's linked by default to my fucking Xbox game bar, and I disabled the game bar, and now the F1 keys and stuff don't do anything. So I don't know what I need to do in order to fix that. But any impression or illusion that I was giving myself that I would actually like play the video game that I'm gonna be showing you went right out the window as soon as I no longer had access to my normal controls. I made a Bars Math Class remix song. I think I heard that on it was either Franny's channel. I think it was Franny's channel. I'm pretty sure it was Franny. Can you explain the 15 sub reward? So what's essentially going to happen is that if or when we get 15 subs total, it's going to unlock after we go through all of our Twitch chat games, and if it's already running too long or we run out of time, then we'll save it for like a future its own special like theme stream. I'm going to be playing Elden Ring, but chat is going to be controlling what I do. So
welcome to the
I'll be
bonfire
controlling.
unkindled
Thank
one.
you so much for subscribing. I greatly appreciate that. Obes means a lot. Essentially what's going to happen is that I get control up until I actually get control over the character. So I would make the character, we would make it a thing where like we would name it something stupid, we would play with all the sliders, we would make it look like a horrific monstrosity and so on. Typical Elden Ring streamer stuff. And then once I get control of the character again, basically it's if you've ever seen Twitch plays Pokemon, where there is an AI that's controlling the character on the screen by typing in like up or left or right or start or A or B or whatever, by typing it physically into chat, I'm basically gonna make myself your AI. Right. So I'm going to try to exactly. Yes, you get it instantly. I'm gonna basically make myself into an AI that I have to respond to. If I get a command, I'm gonna keep doing the last thing that I saw to the best of my ability and where it makes sense. I won't be able to do the last one, kill Maiden, but what you can do is try to steer me so that you go like right, up, right, left, or and then you know A or R1 to try to kill like important NPC characters. Exactly. Welcome in Twitchy Poo. Good to see you. So this is gonna be a 6-hour start to the subathon. It's gonna, no matter what, even if it does insanely well, like staggeringly, unbelievably well, the timer can never exceed the stream can never exceed 24 hours. And there's multiple reasons for this. I value my relationship with my wife, and I value not completely destroying myself for the sake of the bit if it also affects my wife. That's basically what it boils down to. Are my decisions having a negative malice on my wife's quality of life? If yes, then I just don't do it. So, you know, if we hit 24, so this stream can go no later, no matter what, than 2 p.m. the following day. So tomorrow. Basically, Stoic add closed captions. I'm going to be honest with you, Franny. I don't think that the chances are very high that it's going to be able to keep up with me properly. What about 26? No, 24. For F4, Alt F4, delete Windows, 32.dll. My wife's birthday is tomorrow. She has the flu. That sucks. If you can, I don't know. I don't know anything about medicine. Can you suck the flu out of her? You're such a good hubby. I really try to be. Welcome in, Manda. Shout out X Manda Bear X. Manda is definitely somebody that you should keep on your radar, and by keeping on your radar, I mean going to her channel immediately and following her. She's extremely cozy. She's been doing a lot of Sims 4 type stuff, including a rags to riches type gameplay, which is always interesting to me. Everybody loves The Sims. Tell me one person, except for like their monetization practices, that doesn't like The Sims. 6 hours start, 24-hour total max cap. Cannot go any longer than Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard on 3/26. There's going to be up to a 15-minute break between games that we're doing today, up to 30 minutes every 4 to 5 hours. So basically, like, in my mental, I get a break, a state-mandated break every 15 minutes for like every 3 hours. And like for every 4 to 5 hours, I get like up to 30. It's not likely that I'm going to take up to 30 or take up to 15. It's just if I feel that I need it, then that's what I'm going to do. Games and activities are going to last as long as people are having fun and it feels right too. Who's your Overwatch 2 main? I like Sims 3, Sims 2, Best Sims IMO. If I had to really, put a nail in it, I would say that Sims 3 is probably my favorite. I reserve the right to not die, for one. If I start feeling off for any reason, we'll stop the subathon. I'm going to keep track of where the timer is, and we're going to continue on a different day. It's not likely that I'm going to feel that way, because I've been playing video games way too much for way too long all of my life. So 24 hours is something that I've accomplished in the past, including this one time in Bandcamp where I was playing a Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I think it was 8 on the PS2, and I was up for 48 hours, motherfucker, and I could have pushed it to 72 if I didn't feel my self-preservation instinct kick in at some point pretty quick, and I was like, should I just not go to bed again? And then I could just have like an additional 8 to 9 hours just playing this game that I love so much. I've been playing along. I have 2 characters I'm comfortable with, Mora and Echo. Mora more so. Mora is Bae. I like how Stoic knows his audience so well that he's setting ground rules. True and based. Okay, so anytime during the break is likely going to get added back into the timer because there's no way that I can pause it. It's just gonna keep going. I have control over it, over adding time back into it. So, you know, you can, if you would like to make sure that you're monitoring me and that I'm doing my due diligence, but I'm gonna make a good faith attempt to remember. So let's get started. Let's do it.
Hey, somebody come quick! Rockin', stone!
Close your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine a time before I streamed.
Excuse me, bitch!
We're gonna call this time the age of the before times in the long, long ago. I considered streaming for about a year before starting. So somewhere in 2022 is when I first started thinking about it. Eventually, after a long series of like one-off conversations with my beautiful wife, who, and this is more of a side than anything, looks like a sexy librarian when she's got glasses on. I was just thinking about that. I got approval for startup expenses. An overlay pack, emotes, some emotes, not a ton, but some. The current main model that you're actually looking at right now, a webcam, programs, so on and so forth. The first stream and game that I ever did was on March 17th of 2023 on the private server Horizon, which is a Final Fantasy XI private server. That's where that clip that I first showed you at the very beginning is from. The idea behind the channel was to combine this 2,000-year-old self-help life advice philosophy called Stoicism with my modern interests, which is gaming and technology. So until that point, for the last decade, most of my effort helping myself and others with tough life things was via writing. But my writing was sporadic, and it was reactive, or I was doing it to psychologically prepare myself for something which is not really suited for a traditional book. It just, if I were to put it in a book form, I'm everywhere. Wahahaha. Welcome in, lazy, to YouTube chat. I greatly appreciate it. We're simulcasting to youtube.com/@symbolprostoic. If you have any mercy on me at all, consider going over there and subscribing. You don't need to set yourself up for notifications, but if you do, I post memes so far daily there. And I also post VODs of everything, and I make sure that I make it your user end experience as good as I possibly can by arranging all the VODs into their own playlists and so on. So that if you want to listen to my allegedly dulcet tones while you go to sleep, you can just fire up a fucking you can fire up a playlist. Know what I'm saying? So streaming, the idea behind it would let me guide and help others in real time. Also testing what I know about my own philosophy and how well I know it, and have an extensive real-time environment to grow this part of myself. My philosophy affects literally everything that I think, say, and do. So, you know, being in a situation where I unavoidably have to be doing things, talking to chat, reacting to stuff, and so on, is like the perfect environment for me to test myself and these aspects of myself that have so much meaning for me. I wanted the OG premise was to turn helping others with my philosophy into part-time work, eventually full-time work. But I kept, and I still keep, my expectations extremely reined in every time they hit the go live button. So let's talk about my logo. Let's talk about my logo and my theme design, the flame imagery, the colors. I'm gonna show you my logo now, just in case it's plastered fucking everywhere, so it's pretty hard to miss. Let me go to stream support tools. I know where my own shit is. Shut up. It's kind of, we're at that point where I'm just kind of like grafting folders inside of each other. All right. Got this here. OG, final, and then show chat. Look how big this fucking chunker is, dude. This is just the OG resolution. Look at that, bitch. Look at it. Look at it. It's a beautiful channel, my god.
We're going deep and we're going hard.
Who's your daddy?
Okay, so let's talk about it. The 4 columns that are on the top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right represent 4 stoic virtues that are key to my philosophy, which is courage, temperance, wisdom, and justice. The columns and the futuristic diamond design are also represent the combining of my ancient interests and my modern interests. The fire that's inside of it is a reminder to carry and keep alive what's most important to me, which is a tagline I've been carrying around the last decade, carry the fire, and is also physically represented by the logo being a necklace on my model. It's kind of like a tiny version of it. You have to look really close, but you see it jimmy jangling around. It's not one-to-one, but there's only so much detail that I could have put into it that wouldn't also like incur extra charges when having it developed. And a lot of this stuff was also developed in tandems that kind of had a little bit to do with it. It's also, Carry the Fire is also a reference to an incredibly sad 2009 movie called The Road, about a dad taking care of his son and trying to teach him how to be good and humane in a post-apocalyptic world by telling him repeatedly he has to carry the fire. AKA, even though we're starving, even though there's bandits, even though there's cannibalism, even though the world is perpetually gray, you have to never stop trying to be a good person. Who made it? Which one? The logo? I can send you the details at some point. I don't have that on hand, but I do keep track of all of it. Man, you really put some thought into this. I just doodled a Shark Dude. I go hard in the paint, man. Shark Dude is epic. Let me check you out. There you are. I'm gonna take a gander. Take a gander soon. My color theming: gray, yellow, orange. Gray is my favorite color because it implies balance, neutrality, calmness, objectivity, and stillness. And yellow and orange are, simply put, fiery colors. And lastly, my favorite series of all time, Dark Souls, has fire as a central element. There do be lots of fire and all that's in there. No, don't do that. I'm retired. It doesn't matter. What if you unretire? So let's talk about my choice to VTube. Like, why am I a VTuber? Why am I not flash tubing? It's just, the reasoning is 60-20-20. If I did my napkin math right. It's a split between necessity and a want. The 60% is it needs its own explanation, okay? And that's the necessity part. Would I have still chosen to become a VTuber if I did have the choice? I actually don't know. I think so. I'm pretty sure that I would have done it if I had the choice. Most people, understandably, and I respect them for this, and I wish that I could help them more quickly, like, get why it has to be this way. Most people would be like, what do you mean that's by necessity to VTube? It's because logistically there is no realm of existence, no universe, no combination of things that I can swap up or down, in or out, that I can end biggin or end thin in order to make a green screen work given where I am in the house. So just to paint a picture for you, I live in a converted community center from like the 1800s. Okay, so nothing about the proportions of any of the rooms is normal. Where we are, you and me, chat, in real time, are in one big ass room. Okay, behind me there's about 2 to 3 ounces. Sorry, yeah, ounces. Let's go with that. There's 2 to 3 ounces of clearance that leads like to the main thoroughfare of the house. Basically, think of it as like a functional highway. So if I were to have a green screen physically behind me that's propped up, it would mean that I'm obstructing one of the 2 ways to get around the house easily. Okay, which would both piss me off because I would have to hear complaints about it. Piss me off as in, like, you know, an asterisk at the end of that sentence. It's just not feasible. The green screen can't be behind me. Okay, so most people then say, well, if you can't put anything behind you, why can't... Holy shit balls. Thank you so much, Boa, for the 10 gifted subs and the hype train, Boa, Kumi. I'm gonna let this run for a little bit because it is very long. I want to wait until Scarlet kicks in and starts talking. Thank you so much for that. That's unbelievably generous.
Welcome to the bonfire.
There we go. Okay. I beseech thee, please go over to Boa's channel and follow her ASAP, if not now. Boa's working on stuff that is very cool. She had a subathon yesterday. She's finishing it up in about like half an hour or so. It's going to be running for about 3 to 4 hours.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
She had her birthday recently, so just show her lots and lots of love. She has one of the coolest VTubers, VTube models that I've seen in a long time, and that's not just because she's got big bazonkers. Like those are very interesting to look at for sure. And I do my own fair share my own helping fair share of that for sure. You got crazy biddies. It's nuts. It's crazy, and they have awesome physics. The artist Shendon did a really good job with that for sure. I also caught that she has lots of different like variations of the model too, like she can pin her hair up and stuff like that. I mean, mine can also do that. It's on a toggle. Can you see? Did you see me do it? I can also pin my hair up.
Welcome to the bonfire,
it's a little hair joke for you. I don't actually have any hair. You may or may not have noticed the applause sign popping off just above. Oh my god, I love the hair tie. I'm not sure, but I assume so. Is the HelloFresh stuff for US only? Also, welcome in, True Creature. Yes, it is. So I'll do the advert now, and then maybe we'll revisit like 5 hours or so from here. New sponsor. For the next 3 weeks, we're being sponsored by HelloFresh. So if you set up a new account and it's US based and you order within 7 days and the order confirms shipped, and then you can pause it and see if it's your thing and cancel if it's not. Every single HelloFresh order, which I could personally vouch for, helps me out a ton. Like I can't even properly describe to you with the English language how much of a difference it is between the amount that you're putting into it and also getting food, and how much they're willing to help me out financially. So that's all I'm gonna say. Is that if you feel like spoiling me and you've never ordered HelloFresh before, it's like a bazillion subs and you also get food out of it effectively. Thank you, Serena. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks again, Boa. Shout out True Creature. True Creature is an excellent pixel artist, is also a very fun and cool person.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
Thank you, It's Franny Beloved, for the enormous, staggering amount of support. My dopamine is starting to cap out right now.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled
We've earned Twitch plays Stoic playing Elden Ring, so once everything shakes out, we'll be sure to play that. Shout out.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
Dude, I'm fucking stuck in a mental feedback loop. True Creature is an extremely talented pixel artist. He's also a very entertaining streamer. I recommend that you check him out. He streams very regularly. He's also responsible for making this emote that I'm going to be putting in chat.
It's Franny Beloved,
and I love it.
Tier 1 sub to Rachel.
So if you need emotes,
welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
Hit him with it. I think I actually made a Nightbot command. Let me check.
It's Franny Beloved.
Look at that! Like my pixel dance. Look here.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
I'm glad that I remembered that. Oh man. Okay, let me grab this real quick.
It's Franny Beloved gifted a tier 1 sub to Rush.
Alright, we need to do a praise
Welcome
Raymond.
To the bonfire, unkindled one.
We come together in joyous remembrance of the great ignored one, Lord of the forgotten, the unanswered, deep dwell of the discernible space, lost saints of YouTube navigators, sacred host of the first question.
Welcome to the bonfire,
the first of the restreamed, Raymond, whisper in the wind, shadow in the dark ray. Praise Raymond. Praise him. I do not believe that on that day that Raymond asked me a perfectly answerable question and then was subsequently ignored for up to 50 minutes and not made into that good night. Raymond now is a living idea. He represents every chatter out there who ever took a chance on a streamer was ignored, accidentally or otherwise. Raymond is the 4 to 5 seconds of silence between every uttered sentence from a streamer's mouth while scrambling to think of literally anything that might be even remotely interesting to keep the average concurrent count afloat. Raymond is each of us that lurks in the chat of every small streamer to support them while they're fighting through the unanticipated exhaustion of trying to intentionally make sounds with their mouth for hours. Praise Raymond. Praise him. What's happening on this cursed plane? L. Harabel, my favorite tsundere ever, literally ever. Top, not even top 3, not even top 5, not even top 10. She occupies my top tsundere spot. And boy, howdy, is she good? Is she good at the Tarkovs? She enjoys a little game called My Time at Tarkov. You played Final Fantasy 11 when? When did you play? Oh my god, I'm playing Final Fantasy 11 right now. We should hang out. Oh my god. What the fuck? I also got a VGen finally since Fiverr has asked. There's something about the commission being a huge difference between Fiverr and VGen, something to the extent of like 20% more lands in your pocket on VGen versus Fiverr. And that Fiverr has been pretty good, allegedly, from what I understand. I don't know. I don't exist in the space as an artist where they're trying to incorporate things that make it easier to keep track of commissions, like adding little post-it notes to orders and whatnot. Oh my god, twinsies. Okay, Stoic, I'll be lurking. Good luck. Thank you so much, bro. I do appreciate you. I did a little 2-hour stream this week to prove I'm not dead from surgery. Stoic, did you thank Franny for the 10 subs? I did. I was good. I was good. Damn, that's wild. I need to check that out. It's nuts. Welcome in, Lich. All right, let's after that was a lot. That was a lot. So 60%, I had to set myself up to VTube. Okay, I can't put anything behind me because I'm going to be blocking effectively the highway of the house. I can't put anything above me. Like I can't get like a drawstring type pull down green screen, you know, like they have in the movies or whatever, because my ceilings are literally like 12 feet tall. So I would have to expense out like, okay, I'm a professional, right? But I'm not that professional. I don't have like a business account. I would have to pay for like a $300-400 green screen and basically like an old person claw arm to grab and let go every time. So it's just not, it would look dumb, it would feel dumb, which granted I'm all about, but it just doesn't make sense to. And there's no other arrangement that the sectional behind me, which is the other thing on the other side of the house highway, can go. There's just no, with it still pointing at the TV and whatnot. I also, up until recently, have not been able to make it a reality to have my office area / future streamer cave get soundproofed. So that's in the works. Okay, and the paneling is coming and whatnot. We've reinitiated that whole thing happening again. So it's gonna happen. Okay, it's gonna happen that we'll be able to do green screen stuff, which is probably when we're going to fully transition away from 1.0 stoic stuff happening to like full on like 1.5 in preparation for like 2.0 type stuff, which is, and this is me jumping ahead a little bit, but it's hard not to, where we're going to have like a new model, like new overlay, new emotes. We might be able to do flesh tuber type stuff, you know, like VTuber flesh tuber type stuff, up to and including maybe up to the neck. Maybe up to the neck. Maybe show a little bit of ankle. Maybe we would do that before it get canceled. I should have that. I could put like a little censorship bar on my ankle just to leave you wondering a little bit. Oh my god. Welcome in, Mitsu Angura. Thank you for following. I greatly appreciate it. Every single one matters a ton. Stoke uses VTuber because he's actually an existential philosopher. Yeah, I don't have to pretend that I'm real if I'm a cartoon character. I don't want to know. It'll break my immersion. I heard Stoke uses VTuber because he's way too handsome IRL. It would break Twitch. I've heard that I'm handsome. I don't see it. But then again, we're our own worst critic. Stoke uses a VTuber because he's actually AI. That's ridiculous.
No for me, daddy.
Bing, 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 bingo!
That's crazy.
Berries and cream, berries and cream.
Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be pro stoic. I appreciate that. Oh, you're so good to me. The 20%, the next 20% is a want to physically embody the two themes I want to get across on my streams, which we already sort of touched on. The ancient part, the philosophy that I practice that influences everything I think, say, and do, which is represented very simply by the toga. And maybe the meat parts. I don't know. We haven't really established a firm like VTuber character lore. You know, some people are like space princess, captain, fucking cat girl, shapeshifter, lizard people that traveled through a wormhole and got like reverse isekai into the modern day and now streams on Twitch. I don't have that. We did. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna continue to be real with y'all. We did a 1 to 2 hour lore stream where I was supposed to pin down what my VTube character's lore was, and I did a whole thing where I had OBS objects like propped up like sock puppets. I did like a sock puppet show with OBS sources, and I barely remember. I'm the one that did it, and I barely remember what happened, but the receipts are out there. What is the sub count at, Stoic? Did it? What happened to it? Give me a second. Why did it break? Give me a second. Give me a second. Why did it break? Why are my stream elements things not working properly right now? Sub count broke, going up way too quickly. Why did it change? Give me a second. Why, dude, why can't my shit ever work properly? It's like it's catching up. It's like it's catching up. I think it might be because I have the window open. It should, okay, now look, it just adjusted up to 22. It's trying to parse the 22 subs that it got today. But it's like it's calculating in the background. Like I see the sub count going up, but you guys can't see it. I have it. I know what it should be at. I'm gonna write down the number though, just to be sure, because you can see at the top left, it shows correctly that we have at least 15. I know that we have 22. I'm gonna let it continue sorting itself out. I do want to know why this sub count thing is not working. I'll keep an eye on that. I promise. I'll keep an eye on it. But it did correctly add the time though. It did correctly add the time because we were definitely like a whiles in. Sub count bro going up should be 80. Now I could do leave emotes like Bridget. True. Blame Franny. Blame Franny for this. I told him to use the fucking labels from Stream Elements. It's still going. What is it doing? What is it doing, dude? It's flying off the handle. It's going crazy right now. You can't hear it, but it's losing its mind. I'm gonna open that in just a moment. Let me pre-prep for that to take another look at it. Do your research, streamer. I'm using the tools. This is the second time that I've tried to do subathon shit.
Welcome
Holy
to the
crap.
bonfire unkindled
Okay,
one.
32. Thank you so much. Crucian for gifting 10 gifted subs to people in the channel. Enjoy not having ads. We've also earned the cursed fanfic story time. Okay, look, it just did it. It just acknowledged the 32. So some parts of Stream Elements is not agreeing with each other. We'll be able Thank you. That is unbelievably generous. That means a lot to me. I'm gonna keep manual track yet again of the sub counts, and then I'm gonna try to fix the sub counter itself. I think it got so many so early on that it didn't know how to parse it. Fanfic story time. We're getting some erotic Bigfoot fanfic or what? It's gonna be a combination of.
Welcome to the bonfire unkindled.
It's gonna be a combination of basically like a pizza. You know the pizza copy pasta that I've been putting into Franny's chat forever? It's going to be basically reading like an early 2000s like biography and maybe like Sonic High School. Gotta kill. It's gonna be so Fuck.
Creorsant11
Oh,
gifted
I
a
also
tier
have
1
like other
sub
like
to
little
Beanie
surprises
Isabel.
I'm gonna attach to it
Welcome
for sure.
to the bonfire, unkindled one.
Okay, so the modern part, we talked about we got through the 60%. The 20% is I want to physically embody the two themes I want to get across on my stream. So modern part,
Welcome to the
my interest in
bonfire,
gaming technology and
unkindled
streaming
one.
by the robot face and arms, which ties nicely in with the fact that I've been told most of my life that I'm mysterious. Their words, not mine, or hard to read. And the other 20%,
Welcome to the
last
bonfire,
20% of the reason
unkindled one.
is that I just think that it's neat. I think that is cool. Being who wouldn't want to be like a living cartoon / anime / science
Welcome
fiction
to the
character if they had the
bonfire,
chance.
unkindled one.
You know, we just happen to be lucky that we're in a position now where that's becoming more feasible.
Creorsant11 gifted a tier 1
Thank you for gifting a
to
sub,
Sleep
Bridget.
Monster.
I greatly,
Welcome
so
to
not
the
gifting a sub,
bonfire,
for
unkindled
subscribing in
one.
general. Thank you. Thank you. Always good to see you. Everybody needs to follow Bridget. ASAP. Shout out Bridget. Jabala. And Bridget is awesome. They have an infectiously positive attitude. I care about them tons. I want nothing but the best for them. They were playing Pikmin recently. I haven't played many. You stink. I haven't played many Pikmin games, if any, before meeting her, and she got me interested. Stop! I don't stink. You stink. The original timetable for me thinking about streaming, like how long I expected to stream, what my thought process was going into it. I told myself I'd give myself streaming a full year, which we've now achieved, which is the now part, to see how I felt about streaming. If I still wanted to do it, how much, if any, of my initial investment into it I'd recoup. And spoilers, I'm committing for the foreseeable future to streaming until the Lord or the Heat Death in the Universe stops me. So we've caught. I'm gonna now take a look to see if I can get this sub counter to work properly now. Overlay, and then we'll go into the ISP Dark Ages, because that needs to be. We need to talk about that. Okay, the sub. What is going on with the sub count? Sub count, settings, sub count. All subscribers, yes. Session sub count, yes. Okay, save. Last 7 days sub count. If I change these, does it actually change it? Session sub count. Just regular sub count. All subscribers. Resubscribers.
Hey,
why is it just
that's
breaking?
pretty good.
It doesn't let me re-add it, dude. If I have to fucking re-add it, that's fine. This is on Franny. Franny gave me this. He was like, oh yeah, dude, just fucking let it rip, man. Like, this is what I used and it worked perfectly. Fucking, you rigged it somehow. Let me delete this. Not delete everything. Fuck. Subathon sub count. That I'm getting fucking mind flooded by the noble woman laughing.
What are you
Subathon
doing,
sub count.
step
Say
bro?
goodbye.
It's
Save.
like one of my Japanese
Okay,
animes.
and now it should just disappear and everything else should be normal. Okay. Okay, the subathon timer is still working. We love that for us. Labels, subscribers. I'm not gonna make it fancy this time. I made it fancy once and I'm paying for it. Subscriber count. Subscriber count, session sub count. Subscriber count, no data. Session subscribers. Subscribers. Sub count. I'll make it a little fancy. Sub count. Okay. And then save. I'm gonna put it right where it was. I'm going to extend it a little bit. I would like to make the text a little bit bigger, please. 72. No, not 72. 40, 48, 30, 30, 40, 40, 35. Do I hear 35? Do I hear 35? Anybody for 35? Okay, that's good enough. I fixed it. Everybody can clap now. It doesn't look good, but I don't. Do I change it? I have to. I have to do a chat. I'm sorry. I have to do it. I'll check what's going on in chat in just a moment. Just give me a moment. I have to fix it. I can't have it touching. I can't have it touching. I can't have it crossing the streams, dude. It's gonna be too much for me. Where the fuck are my subathon stuff? There it is. Sub counter, and then we're gonna boop this down a little bit. And then if or when somebody is feeling extremely generous the next time, I'll just fix it again. Apparently I found the fix for it, so we love that. And then I'm just gonna close that and pray that I shan't change the terms of the deal again. Dang it, Ryan Lamfowl, calm down. Don't blame it's Franny B for AI get overloaded and crashing. A Stoic 0001. Whoa, that's sexist and racist. That's crazy.
Welcome
to blame
to the
for current
bonfire,
Stoic. What's the point of the
unkindled
sub count at the top? What do you mean? What's the point? It's to keep track of what's going on.
Bridget_Gebeler gifted a tier 1 sub to Bad.
Thank you for gifting a sub to Bad Kitty 23. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we need to talk about the ISP Dark Ages. We've already talked about the past, and we're still in the past segment. Unbelievably, we're still in the past segment. We talked about all the themes and stuff like that, what my thought process was going into it. So now we're getting to the part where I actually started streaming. I streamed mainly Final Fantasy XI for like 7 to 9 months, with Saturdays being variety. Since Final Fantasy XI was an MMO, it was where most of my free time was focused anyway, so my thought process was I'm just going to be streaming Final Fantasy XI because it was too much for me to be investing as much time into Final Fantasy XI as I was and be like a different kind of streamer. So by necessity, also, I was a Final Fantasy XI streamer. A month or so into streaming, I had internet stability issues. There are a lot of people in here, OG people that remember the darkness and the detritus and the effluvium that I had to trudge through in order to deliver content to them. Cruciant was there. I'm pretty sure L was there. NoFlo for show, one of the OGs was there. Every 30 to 45 minutes, at best, I got a stream stutter for everyone for like 30 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but as far as like trying to run a live production goes, that's fucking awful. And that causes viewer counts to hemorrhage, okay? At worst, it full-on stopped the stream for 2 to 3 minutes. Like, it stopped it literally. And that Twitch, as far as Twitch was concerned, it was no longer receiving any information from me. And so it had just assumed that I disconnected even if I was still outputting, right? I fought with my ISP for 7 months. And an increasingly involved and stupid feeling back and forth to the point that, motherfucker, I had to create a pamphlet. I had to create a pamphlet to give to people to explain to the technician what was happening, what has all been done up until that point, and so on and so forth. Because I understand that as a tech, for most people, for normies, it's as simple as, okay, well, it's been a while since you reset your router, because you would say that to me every fucking time. They would say that to me every fucking time. Have you started your restarted your router? Have you tried leaving it unpowered for like 5 minutes and then plugging it back in? Have you tried removing one of your ribs and sucking your own dick? Stuff like that, over and over and over, over and over and over. And eventually, I guess that there was some kind of like bean counter inflection point. Welcome in, Euripides. There was some kind of inflection point where I think that their finance team was like, hey, we're spending more money sending out random technicians than we are fixing the actual problem. We should actually send out like a tier 2 tech or a tier 3 tech to see what's really going on. And eventually it was fixed, but not for like 7 months. I had to get weird in order to make them fix the problem. I was probably the only streamer. I'm probably the only streamer within maybe like 20 miles. Okay, so I get why, like, for most people, a la normies, right? 30 seconds of interruption is nothing. Because most things that normies are watching is like Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and Disney Plus, not sponsored, by the way, by any of those. And so 30 seconds of them is nothing because their shows have already buffered for like 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, it means literally nothing to them at all. So for me, like, it's way more pronounced. Touch my tips, start pretending there's a plan. It's just a plan. Yeah, your stream kept turning off the "don't watch me" streams, man. Is that what you say? Did you try sucking the tech guy off instead? That was the emergency fallback position. Was me actually literally getting on my hands and knees and preparing either end for the tech to come in if it meant that it even remotely increased the chances that they were going to fix my shit. Welcome in, Heartsocket. Heartsocket has a super hot voice and deploys it with making the musics with her mouth and all that. Heart socket. She also got a new VTuber model, and she's good at the Final Fantasy 11s and the arts and whatnot. No, stop. This is about you. You're not the. You just got here. You just got here. Okay. I've done this to every single person that's come through here. Okay. It's your turn. In your hand, you didn't even notice. NRP, you're holding a ticket, and it is time. Your number literally just came up. And now we're talking about you. I know that this is part of my stream theme, okay? Is that I get off, okay? Let's just rip off the Band-Aid. I get off on making sure that other people are recognized. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I was momentarily excited that you were streaming Final Fantasy 11 until I saw that you were just sitting there. Hugin, counterpoint, how much of Final Fantasy 11 gameplay is just sitting there? I await your response. Counter offer, trade offer. As a joke, I say to some of the, and I also at the very beginning, I did try to tweak my shit and say to myself that I was going to be actually playing Final Fantasy 11 for a bit, like starting up like a level 1 job or something like that. And as it turns out, the new keyboard, like the Asus Strix 2 something something, the 96% normal size keyboard, it's F1 keys, which, as you know, you press in order to target yourself. Well, it's one of the buttons that you can press, but it's muscle memory for me. The F1 keys, F1 through 6, opens up the game bar, the Xbox game bar, and I can't. And I straight up turned off the game bar, and tried to use it, and it basically does nothing. I don't know what the keyboard thinks my F1 keys are. And I just didn't have enough time. I had to keep doing prep to figure it out. So I'm not saying that Final Fantasy 11 is never going to get played again on stream, but I do have to figure out this weird F key situation that I encountered and did not expect for the first time. As a joke, I say to some of the guys I work with, Heartsocket, you don't make the rules. Heartsocket stream pog, you get off. Oh me, oh my, I'm getting off. Happy affiliate anniversary. Thank you, Kitty. Just sitting there as part of the game, but usually you have the Seeking Party flag turn on. Happy affiliate anniversary. Congrats, Stoic. As a joke, I say to some of the guys at work, you're called service guys for a reason. You use F keys. In Final Fantasy 11, F keys were life. F keys were love. You're grounded. Bad Kitty. Okay. So we talked about the ISP issues. I fought with them. I got it fixed. It was something to do with some part being loose and something called an amplifier somewhere. Bury Bridget Jabella. Bridget, I think that your hair is on point literally all the time. I think that that Bridget is just a naturally cute person. She also exudes cuteness. She's also very comfy. She also gets very saucy. I like it when she gets saucy a little bit. She's great at video games. She has played a lot of games that I find interesting to me. So while I would honestly watch her play ball in a cup, to be real with you, it happens that she also has really good taste. And there's that. And she also looks like a sexy librarian. Can you come fix my internet stuck? Sure, I'll be right over. And then I appear behind you. Nothing personnel, kid. Sometime in the first 2 to 3 months of streaming, I started doing channel point earned theme streams. The most recent one that was earned, and we're continuing to this day, which is what I'm talking about, was a Kirby, legally distinct Kirby theme stream. We average and have been averaging about 2 earned channel point theme streams a month, with a very funny number, 80085. I did at one point try out 133769, which is also funny, but took entirely too long for people to earn. And if you make it too much of an investment over too long of a period of time, you're basically causing people to be in one of two situations. You're either incentivizing them to never use your normal like funny lameme sounds in your chat or anything like that, and to bank points all the time if they care about the theme stream. And because people are like, okay, well, we're starting at 0 and we have to get 130,000 points, it's just too much. So I'm just not going to bother with it. 80, and we tried 69 420 points, which was also funny, but also made it so that we were earning it too quickly, which is a great problem to have. But it did make it feel like all I was doing was prep for like theme streams. And while it wasn't like that, that is how that felt. Thank you for the compliments. That means a lot to me. And it's true. I meant every word. Satch, I wish they were one of my favorite streamers emotes. So For every 2 themed streams, aka like our Yaya Kawaii streams, our Hot Tub streams, most recently the Legally Distinct Kirby stream, there's been a stream totally focused on teaching what my philosophy is. Stoicism, which is why I practice it, why it's part of my name, how viewers can use it without needing to subscribe to it. Editor's note, it's not a religion, it's not a cult. And I know that that's what every cultist and every priest says. You could, or some priests rather, of like the Eldritch God type. You could look it up yourself, okay? The common, the closest like contemporary is cognitive behavioral therapy, otherwise known as CBT, not that one. The growth metrics around, despite the insane ISP issues, let's try words. Did better than they had any right to, in my humble opinion, up until that point. The ISP fixed whatever the obscure actual issue was, and then we enjoyed 2 months of stable streams, same content cycle, until what is dubbed by the community, probably to this day, as the clappening. In bold, size 16 font. Plato was really into CBT, true. So we're in the age of the clappening phase now. I stayed a mainline Final Fantasy streamer until early December. And then I made the hardest content pivot on the planet from total Final Fantasy XI streamer to a full variety streamer due to a mass DMCA wave that hit almost everyone in a Final Fantasy XI category that streamed it within a couple of months. Some streamers, when I give these examples, I'm not saying any approach was better than any other. Some streamers did nothing different, which I deemed the divine intervention route. They just continued as normal, stayed the course. Yes, they hit a rock, like a really big fucking rock, but what are the chances that there could be another rock coming? Others wait and seed, as in like they did other things. They kept streaming, but they did other things and maybe dipped their toes back into Final Fantasy XI every now and again. And others shift gears completely, not sure what was happening or why, and just full on waiting for more information. I was the last one. We pretty well determined that there were fake notices, but can't prove it. I also believe that it was just a guy. The people that were hit were not consistent. Some people that were hit didn't even stream in general, in at least one case, for like a month to a month and a half. If the claims are still active on the accounts and they're not fake, well, it basically not that they were fake notices, but that they were reported and then held up is basically what Hugin is saying. But and I'm not gonna go too much further into it because it wades into some waters that I should stay out of. But essentially, there was nothing that anyone could do about it. You can't fight it for various reasons. This particular thing happening could not have been fought. So I told myself I would return one day if, and this is still true. I'm not baiting people. I might return one day if a few things happen. One, nothing like the clappening happens again up until that point. Two, I don't find another quote unquote anchor game in the meantime. As in having one focus and maybe dipping toes and other things to test retention. And three, Horizon releases my favorite Final Fantasy XI expansion ever called Treasures of Ottergon. I fuck with Blue Mage. I live, breathe, regurgitate Blue Mage. It is my favorite job in anything ever. Any Final Fantasy game, MMO or not, it is my favorite job. I love how, joke's on you, Tau is canceled. No! That can't be true! You can say it's a lie. Say it's a lie. Don't let me believe this. It's my favorite job. I was just constantly To contest them, you'd have to appeal the notice, which would mean SE could sue you if it was actually them. Depends on how they're driving. It depends on if they hit another rock. Joke's on you. I already read that, and I reacted to it with a funny anime sad song. Sure, but that's kind of worse even. Like, it means it's inherently more risky to stream now because more people could just report you. Don't believe Hugin is stinky. Say it's a lie and spoil the release date right now. So if the server releases a Final Fantasy XI Treasures of Ottergon, it's very Horizon. It's very, very likely that is going to any percent speedrun me coming back to it for an indefinite amount of time. it's less likely a total return and more like an extended vacation until I get it out of my system, because I was getting close to full disclosure. I was risking burnout when I last played. I didn't get there, thankfully, but I was getting pretty close. Tao's coming on Friday. If you assume I mean this Friday, that's on you. This Friday confirmed. Let's go! Woo!
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
Bingo! Somebody come quick!
All right, let's segue into something else. So Sussy, the Sussy model also appeared for the first time in an alternate reality themed stream, and I had to uncover what it was. Okay, what it actually stood for, because it is, I think, an acronym. I think that's the word for it. I don't know. I don't read books. It stands for Stoic Unit Simulating Sentience, Yandere. Sussy became a fan favorite. It makes an appearance without warning now every couple of weeks since, without needing to be quote-unquote earned. Originally, I used a voice changer with it, and I stopped after I couldn't find a way to stop the unstable voice quality with my current setup and software. And I'll show you the very first time that she appeared. Where is it? Give me 1 second. Let me boot this bitch up. Okay, and this also has the voice changer on it. Music off for a second.
6 o'clock.
Oh, you can't see shit. Hang on. I just realized that there's a big fucking robot blocking you. Give me a second. I'll move myself off to the side right here. And this, and this, and that.
And try to maneuver past them. They look like babies. Not like babies, baby.
Like, it's cute. Like the voice that.
Malik's underneath us directly.
The voice that he pinned down was fine and whatnot, but when I was giggling like an idiot, it didn't really pick it up. It just sounded like she was, I don't know, like slurping stuff off a countertop or something. Like just a really wet inhale every time that I laughed. Just have this Hannah Montana pillow that I used to pour milk on and suck the milk back out of, and it was sopping wet all the time. He used to slam it against walls and it would make a sound thud. Sir, this is an Arby's. You're a robot. Is that what you are? I think so. I think it's a D situation and all the above. Whatever you think I am is probably pretty close. All right, that's a good enough show, right there. And then I'm gonna move myself back into frame a little bit. Okay, and then music back on, please. There it is. There it is. She became a fan favorite. Originally used a voice changer. I just don't do the voice changer anymore because it's too much. Ads are going to start in about 40 seconds. If you've somehow not been subbed by the extreme generosity that's been shown, you can sub. It gets rid of ads, and it supports me. Every single cent goes back into the stream. And it also nets you all sorts of neat emotes. And importantly, I'm going to go as far as to press the snooze button to push us back a little bit, and then I'll run ads afterward. I enabled Twitch integration with my Discord. What that means to you is that if you're subscribed to me actively on Twitch, through means and ones and zeros that I barely understand, you can use my emotes from Twitch anywhere on Discord without needing Discord Nitro. So if that sounds remotely interesting to you and you have the means to do so, it also helps me out if you sub. And I'm going to put my socials in there, and my Discord link is at the very bottom of that. Read through this important question: do gift subs count for the subathon? They do. All sorts of subs count for it, and even if it didn't, I would be manually Holy Christ!
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled
You gotta
one.
be shitting me. That caused my model to lag. Holy crap.
Hugan FFXI gifted a tier 1 sub to true
dogs. Hugh dogs, dude.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
I can't even, due to the limitations of the English language, properly describe to you how incredibly nice and helpful that is.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one.
Truly an insane, staggering show of appreciation for which
Welcome to the
I'm going to try to calm myself down from. That I got fucking mind flooded hard just then, man.
A tier 1 sub to
We're gonna let the sub count adjust
Welcome to the
that. We
bonfire
definitely
unkindled one.
we must have earned the future Discord movie date with Stoic, which means that at some point in the near future we'll probably watch the John Wick movies. I think that's what I told X-Ray that we would watch. She wants to watch 3. Okay, and I was hesitant to watch any of them.
Welcome to the bonfire.
If only because I knew that there was a dog scene, like a dog not doing so well scene, or something reference to a dog not doing so hot in the first one. But I was reassured.
Welcome to the bonfire
that the dog is fine.
One.
Okay. It was still the dog was fine. And Burzkoi, discussing. Hugin is our god now. True. Holy shit! I love you too, Hugin. Thank you so much. I still remember the very nice things that you said to me and I carried around with me. And in a little man purse wherever I go. We all love Robo Daddy. I am so like my endorphin generators are like firing off right now, dude. I am fucking tapped out, man. We need to get the movie night. We're gonna watch John Wick 3.
Hey,
hand holding in our Christian Minecraft server, if you can believe it. I have to hold hands with all of you, so it's gonna be like, basically like a human centipede type situation, but with our hands. I don't know how it's gonna work, but we'll make it work. I ain't a quitter. 3 is good. No dog hurt. I believe they're lying if they told you the dog is fine in the first movie, but I don't remember what they said to you now. Ooh.
Welcome to the bonfire unkindled one.
Oh my god.
Okay, I need to take a little. I need a minute. I need a minute. I need to go to the bathroom.
Welcome to the bonfire
literally put cold water on my face. I'm not even joking. This isn't a bit. I'm gonna run ads now. I'll be back before the ads are done. Like probably like a minute or so. Just give me a minute. I just gotta clean myself off. That's right. Okay, we'll be right back. We'll be right back.
FFXI gifted a tier 1 sub to 64_jhacks.
Holy shit.
Welcome to the bonfire unkindled one.
Hugin FFXI gifted a tier 1 sub to half D0RK.
Welcome to the bonfire unkindled one.
Hugin FFXI gifted a tier 1 sub to Scion of Flame.
Welcome to the bonfire unkindled one.
Hugin FFXI gifted a tier 1 sub to Hayami Cat.
Welcome to the bonfire unkindled one.
Hugin FFXI gifted a tier 1 sub to Catherine Has Coffee.
Welcome to the bonfire unkindled one.
Hugin FFXI gifted a tier 1 sub to Philandel27.
My thanks for thy sterling efforts.
Okay, I definitely needed the water. Oh man, God, I'm so wet right now. Thank you for that. It looks like the sub counter is working. It looks like it is behaving. I'm gonna take a cursory glance to make sure that it in fact is working as intended. I don't know why the sub count had a moment. Well, I do know why. It's pretty clear why. If anything, we can rest assured words, the English language. Let's try it. That the counter at the very top, like the regular subs counter, is accurate because it updates the most fast out of every of the 800,000 other stream elements that I have on or have going right now. It will. Okay. All right, let's bump up the jams a little bit. Okay, so late January of 2024, we started doing regular community polling. Steering content direction and upgrades. The community has been very responsive on that. If you want in on the polls, for better or worse, they're regularly run at least once every couple of weeks, I run a poll either to decide on something or to get feedback on something or to determine the next direction, and I'll go into that. The next game that we're going to be picking or focusing on, that's on Twitter, or otherwise known as X, otherwise known as shitty Twitter. I'll repost the socials just in case it was missed. My movie vote is on Dumb and Dumber. We'll probably have a vote. I'll be honest with you. We'll probably have a vote. I know that he told X-Ray that it was going to be John Wick 3, but it doesn't have to just be John Wick 3. It could be John Wick 3 and something else. Do I need to watch John Wick 3? Posting polls on the shitter? Yeah, that's what I mean. Basically. Do I need to watch the John Wick 1 and 2 to understand what's happening in John Wick 3, or is it like the Taken movies where it basically doesn't matter? Where it's like the same premise just happening for the third time. So sometime there was a Monster Hunter World arc, and my quote-unquote real voice started to come out somewhere in mid-December, with me letting my guard down, which is what I mean by using my real voice. I was becoming more accustomed to streaming. I was using the same tone and inflections as I would with friends. I was more confident in my ability to stream and in my channel sustainability, and I was more comfortable translating my philosophy openly to help others on demand. So in your local redeem section on my channel, you may or may not have passed by a button that says say something stoic. That's a button that you can press at any time for any reason, and I will just volunteer something that I've applied today from my personal philosophy, how I used it, and how it helped me get over whatever A, B, C, or D thing. There's fucking Black Bolt kicking ass, protecting me. Thank you, NoFlow. I greatly appreciate it. My dog is in the bedroom, annoyed that my beautiful wife is napping and is literally yelling at her. Can we get some F's in chat for that? Thank you for protecting me, Black Bolt. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. So we cleared up the past, and it's led up to now. I'm still a full variety streamer. My schedule has been unchanged pretty much from the very beginning. 7 p.m. Monday, 7 p.m. Western, sorry, I guess technically Western. 7 p.m. Monday, 7 p.m. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Friday, Eastern Standard, regional equivalent. It's part of my bit to say the regional equivalent part every time. Why do I say that? I don't know. I just heard it once and I thought it was funny, and so I forever used it. At 2 p.m. on Saturdays, typically. Other days, Tuesdays, Thursdays, with wife permission, because those are normally days that I'm spending with my wife or doing chores or something to make sure that I fulfill my socially contractual marriage obligations. Sundays are almost never having a stream outside of special cases. Just because it's like basically like prepping for things ahead. It's when I start posting my stream schedule for the following week, which is relatively new development. Watch in order, but the first one does have a sad dog scene. I could just skip over the sad dog scene though. Like I should be able to see the dog scene coming in the first movie, right? I should be able to anticipate when the dog scene is and just skip over it. Like I can infer that it's bad times when the dog wasn't do so hot, when somebody makes a dog eat a big sandwich. Math class, friend of Bellum. Math class. You have to watch it though, so we know you're a robot. True. Okay, so we've been mixing in more collabs currently. I think Spotify is too loud. Some of these songs are just audio balanced completely differently. Okay, that should be better. We've been mixing in more collabs mixed in due to a combination of feedback and polling. Half due to them simply proving to be neat, but they've also really been well received, so I've been continually naturally seeking them out. Last Saturday, yesterday, sorry, time and space is rapidly losing meaning. Yesterday, we did a collab with, is it yesterday? No, it's Saturday.
Is down 5%.
So welcome in, Nova. This last Saturday, we did a Dead Space 3 co-op, which I was fucking annihilated. I let myself get destroyed by the alcohols and whatnot. I consumed my body weight in Moscato because it was the only way I could tolerate that fucking game, dude. It was so I fucking hate Dead Space 3 so much, but you could just watch the VOD. You don't need to take my word for it. It'll become evident. It was also one of my best streams in terms of like pacing and overall visual audio mouthfeel. This last Saturday was one of my best streams. Also, It's Rennie B debuted as like a VTuber model. I don't know if you wanted to express that separately or whatnot. We do have a Prage Raymond, so let me get that off the ground. As is the case with burgeoning communities, it's perfectly reasonable to believe that Raymond was by himself, representing a precious opportunity for viewer engagement. Not 1 minute passed, nay 5, nay 10, nay 20, nay 30, but 50 Earth minutes passed before Raymond was believed to have been met by a streamer's response. No one knows what happened to Raymond during this time, but were he a mere mortal? It's to be believed he simply tapped out and watched old Vine compilations or booted up League of Legends only to get verbally shat on by his own team and unranked by the most toxic late 30-year-old scene this side of the gamer space. Today, on this most holy of days, we break for a prayer in the name of Raymond so he might hear us wherever he is, whatever state he's in, and feel comforted, blessing us in our ventures in turn. Prage Raymond. Prage he, prage him. Prage. To say something stoic. According as fortune allows, we shall spread sail or shorten it. In any case, we shall move and not freeze in the fetters of fear. On the contrary, the true man will not impair his virtue or hide it away when danger threatens from all sides, when weapons and chains clang all about him. The old-timey language that just slipped out of me is functionally saying that no matter how well or how badly we seem to be doing financially, in terms of our status or what's happening in our communities, welcome in on YouTube, Jordan Cabrera. Thank you for being here. Yo to you too, my friend. That no matter how well we're doing or how poorly, in the conventional sense, we are able to keep ourselves upright. We are able to bring what's truly important back into focus, which is trying to do the right thing for its own sake, regardless of whether we're going to get rewarded or if we're going to be punished by people who may not have the best intentions. That's essentially what it's saying. What the Desu did you just fucking Desu about me, you little Desu? I'll have Sussy say that. My thing is running, right? Here, I'll copy that. I'll have her say it. Sussy, all the way down at the bottom. Sussy says a thing.
What the Desu did you just fucking Desu about me, you little Desu? I'll have you know I graduated top of my Desu in the Navy Desus, and I've been involved in numerous secret Desus on Al Desu, and I have over 300 confirmed Desus. I am trained in Desu warfare, and I'm the top Desu in the entire US Armed Desu. You are nothing to me but just another Desu. I will Desu you the fuck out with Desu the likes of which has never been seen before on this Desu. Mark my fucking Desu.
Chat like Sussy have come to terms with it.
You think you can get away?
So our content cycle has solidified into one, crunching down a main game Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Right now, that's Unicorn Overlord. And then we spice it up with a secondary game on the weekends, which is typically what I pull for. When main game is beaten, the secondary game gets cycled in to become the, quote, main game, unquote. So Monday, Wednesday, Fridays becomes the Saturday's game. And then a new game replaces the Saturday one. A poll on socials gets run whenever I get the impression I'll beat a game within a week or so, and so far, I'm willing to fucking blow smoke up my own booty hole right now. So far, I've been pretty accurate. My gamer senses tingle when I feel like I'm about to beat a game, and it's been right. You know, the smoke booty hole tingle has never failed me before, and I don't expect it to, but almost certainly will now that I've said it out loud. Okay, the poll consists of 4 games that I'm interested in by various algorithm sites also suggest could help with channel growth, which, and I'm not gonna hide the sauce. The combination of sites that I use is Twitch Tracker. Let me see if I can put this in chat. Twitch Tracker. TwitchTracker.com. This one here, and Sully Gnome. So if you are an aspiring streamer or a streamer that is interested or does things not based on analytics, but lets himself get informed by analytics, you can go to these 2 websites. The first is twitchtracker.com, which gives you way more stats than in anywhere, like usable stats than anywhere on Twitch. It tells you that the average number of people that were watching, even down to the game, the specific game. It gives you data on when you seem to be doing the most well in general on certain days. It gives you an entire, like, from stem to stern history of your channel. You can also look at other channels if you're interested to see what they're doing to maybe get some information. Better than Silly Gnome, I use them in combination. Silly Gnome is way more dense than Twitch Tracker is. Can I pet that dog? Silly Gnome is more dense to the point of basically being unreadable, in my opinion, based off of my experience, until you sit down and try to understand the shit that it is saying to you. That second link, sillygnome.com, it has a channel at the end of it. Put your channel name at the end of Game Picker !channel =, and you will be able to have it tell you games that it thinks that would help you grow your channel. And based off of, and it's set by default to do this, based off of the how, like, whether you are going to fit into the top 10 spots by default. You can change it, the top 10 spots of a Twitch category. So when you, as a Twitch streamer, also welcome in the little Nicoletta, I greatly appreciate it. Everybody should watch little Nicoletta and Love Buns. I live and breathe Love Buns, dude. When she's being when Nicoletta is being toxic on Overwatch 2, it gives me life, as the cool kids say with their street vernacular. It's basically just shit like it feels like I'm getting 9v1 because my own team, it feels like my own team is part of the enemy team, shit like that. Essentially, yeah. So you can have it adjusted. You can adjust Silly Gnome to recommend games to you, and then you can play with it. And then if you need any more help or have any questions, just freely DM me on Discord. I will stop whatever I'm doing in order to make sure that you're taken care of, because that's what I live for. Okay. So now that we've gotten past that, I do a combination of research on games and what seems to be doing well for me in the past, and then I come up with a poll, and then come up with 4 options. And they're always going to be games that I'm interested in. I'm never going to play a flavor of the week game just for its own sake, just for the sake of views. I'm not going to do that to you, because human beings, humans that live and breathe like you and definitely me, can tell when somebody is not into something. They can read it. Like, even like, I do still have body language, even if I'm a fucking cartoon character on a digital streaming platform. You can still hear through the inflection of my voice if I'm into something or not. So I'm never gonna pull for any game that I'm not interested in playing. Whatever is chosen by the new poll becomes the secondary game. If a game comes out that I'm extremely interested in, I will force it into the rotation, which is what happened this last round, where I told people after we beat Resident Evil 4 Remake that we were, I understand. Awesome. Welcome in, Jordan, by the way.
Welcome to the
Resident Evil 4 Remake.
One.
Thank you so much for the subscription to little Nicoletta Anonymous. I appreciate you deeply. Thank you. Every single penny goes back and making the stream bigger and better, blah, blah, blah. Resident Evil 4 Remake was supposed to segue into Death Stranding. We never did Death Stranding because Unicorn Overlord released. And I have not played a ogre battle game for like 20 fucking years, okay? Tactics Ogre is a different game, same universe, same people, I think. But I need to play Unicorn Overlord. It was my duty. My streamer said duty to play Unicorn Overlord, so that is pushed in. I still intend to play Death Stranding, although I've since moved away from it a little bit psychologically, but that's a story for another time, since I already beat it, and we'll talk about that later. It's a Facebook status, it's complicated type thing. A poll essentially asks, do you like the way that I've been handling things? Handling the channel has been universally positive. So I'm gonna keep trucking. I'm gonna keep doing whatever this is until, again, the heat death of the universe or the Lord intervenes. An alternate model is being actively developed that has the working mouth and eyes that you can look at and see and move around, like Sussy. So you know how much everybody loves Sussy? It's going to be like that, except it's going to be like a take on my current model. This doesn't mean I'm going to be replacing my model. It's basically going to be like a Sussy type situation where, just to spice things up, I might swap it in and out randomly and then see whether the numbers go up and down, like what the line be doing and all that. When is Cry of Fear? Whenever people stop subbing to continue Dead Space is my honest answer. X-Ray, I tried to make it in a possibility. I tried to make it in a possibility to continue Dead Space by putting an arbitrary, if I don't get 5 gift subs during the last Dead Space stream, I'm not gonna continue. And then Heartsocket fucking swooped in. It was like, nah, you must continue. So whenever Dead Space 3 stops with @ is for NEB is probably when we're gonna be doing Cry of Fear. Anyone watch 3 Body Problem on Netflix? New model, oh cool, okay, whenever. When is wife taking over full time? That's a good question. With me segueing into and soundproofing my office area / future streamer cave, that could be possible. Like I said, we've recouped the initial costs that I put into the stream, so it affords us, and I'll talk a little bit more about this in a minute. It affords us the ability to maneuver towards stuff like that. Having her have her own setup out here, which that means nothing to you, in the living room versus the office, and then her getting like the sussy model, and me having the original model. And then us doing things because we both have computers. We've messed with collab type stuff a little bit. Lurk for now, work meeting. F's in chat. Ara. I don't know why my audio cues aren't coming in for that. There it is. It was just a little bit delayed. Give your model an even more chiseled jaw. No stop. Don't replace your model. It's not getting replaced. It's like an alternate model. It's just something to spice things up. I can't guarantee that I'm gonna be using it in general until I get like actual real eyes on it. Only that it's been accounted for, it's been commissioned out, it's being developed, and we'll see what goes on with that. I haven't seen it, but I'm interested in watching it. So let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the future of the channel. I'm still leaning towards a belief of having 1 to 2 anchor games or a series or themes of games that would be better for channel growth. In my opinion, as of this writing, in the year of our Lord 2024. But I'm not forcing myself to settle down. What I mean by anchor games, I mean games or series that are meant to have a lot of time invested in them, like MMOs or MMO lights, or like a general category, or like a type of game, like horror games or simulation games. There's lots of streamers out there that don't necessarily focus on one game specifically, unless it's like, I don't know what I just said to you. I don't know how I just framed that. Let me start over just in case, so that I don't let myself get it twisted. Some streamers focus on like horror games, like they're horror themed, or they only focus on horror games, or like their primary content mill is horror things. Or they might be into just RPGs. Like, I just play RPGs. We might change it up sometimes just to be neat or nifty. But that I just do simulation games. I only do mud runners. I only do Euro Truck Simulator. Things like that. That's what I mean. If there is something like that hooks me, and I mean it really has to hook me to the point that I feel like I need to hard pivot into being a full XYZ streamer, there's going to be no shortage of warning. And probably at least a month's worth of warning if I start to feel that way. Get 23.34% more robot. Haven't seen it, but interested in watching it. If anything, it's going to be the reverse. I'm going to have a human face with this alternate model, which may be immersion breaking in and of itself, but you know. We'll play it by ear. I'll put my feelers out there. Raid Chat Legends only channel confirmed chat. True and based. I can't help but notice that the ads manager thing is broken at the top right. How it's not telling you how many minutes are left, and I don't know why it started doing that. Like, it flashes for a second and then it stops. You see it? Ad starts in 40 minutes and then it just stops. So the only way that I can fix it is if I have to hit the snooze button, which is supposed to buy you back 5 minutes of not having to deal with ad time. But I only get 1 button press per hour, so I don't know if they don't want me to warn when chat is gonna experience ads. so that they can avoid them in their entirety. Is Stoic going to play Detroit Become Human and then get the human face? Detroit is on my radar. I unfortunately have not exposed myself to it. But I have watched retrospectives on it and full playthroughs, so it wouldn't be new to me. And I'm just going to give you the heads up now, is that I would, genuinely speaking, understand where the story is going. What about Heavy Rain? Also the same thing. And also, but doing it and shouting Jason the whole time is funny to me, that it may be worth it just for that. So we recouped our initial costs, and I have a new job starting in a few weeks from now. So I've been researching and preparing for a fresh injection of new stuff, including, but not limited to, an animated looping intro, an animated I've been rated type video, an animated chat text-to-speech mascot, new Twitch panels, which are already being developed by the amazing Lazy Kitty Strawberry, and I'm gonna hype her out in chat. One of the best, most pleasant artists that I've met. Full stop. Kitty Strawberry. She's working on a separate commission for me right now, but then she's gonna work on my Twitch panels. New sub badges by the amazing X-Ray Specs. Shout out X-Ray Specs. That's going on at her own leisure. And that's totally fine. There's no timetable. An overlay redesign, so a redesign of different elements. I don't think I'm going to go as far as having what some streamers do, and there's nothing wrong with this, of having basically like a frame around everything, like a picture frame, with everything having like its own spot, and then a scrunched view of whatever the game is. I don't think I'm gonna go that route. I think I enjoy having things be full screen and then fucking obscured by semi-transparent. I'll probably run a poll or something, honestly, when it gets close to it. If people, because I did a UI, like, what are your thoughts on my general overlay type poll, and people were very positive, but there was one person that was like, it was too busy, so I pulled back on it, and then over time I was like, well, I want to show this. Well, I want this represented. Well, I need to show this. Shit like that. And I don't think we've come full circle, but maybe like 60% full circle. Lamau, yes, it will happen when you least expect it. Get a desk for Stoic like Space Ghost. True. New Stinger animation. So when I go to the beer back screen, there's that super impressive, cool looking like logo into like digital shit that happens, like a segue in between. I don't know if I'm going to change that, because I think that looks good, and I think it's very on theme and on brand for me. But that is in my considerations to look into. A 2.0 VTuber model. So something that has like a V-bridger, what's called a V-bridger, or complex moving mouth, where when I make the sounds with my mouth, that the model is like 80% to 85% accurately mimicking what's happening with my mouth. So you can look at my mouth, and then your brain, your lizard brain, your caveman like neurons are going to activate, and they're going to be like, this is a real cartoon character that's talking to me in real time. That's the sort of thing that I'm talking about. I want to uncanny valley the shit out of you, chat. And with a possible toggle for like a mask on, mask off. Mask off. Wax on, wax off. Where it's like what I have now. I just take off the mask, put on the mask at will, just for the memes. For no other reason, unless it's abhorrently expensive, in which case I just won't do that. A VTuber title drop design that incorporates the logo. So you know how some VTubers have like splash type like title drops and stuff like that, like their entire name and then maybe like some symbology and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. These are, and we're getting into the more difficult future-y type designs, which is like future-y type. I don't know when this is gonna happen, if it happens at all, if I find a company that I trust, or if it becomes feasible to do so. I want to do plushes or plushies. Plushes have been asked about for a somewhat long time, like over the span of like 4 or 5 months, like a plush of the logo, or like a plush of, exactly, a doggo plush, like a plush of the baby, or maybe my model's face if you want to get really acquainted with my face, or maybe like a chibi of my model. Maybe like Pop Funko type stuff, right? Definitely being here and listening to you is a way to heal me. I appreciate and love you very much, Serena, and I hope that you are doing okay, and let me know if there's anything I can do to make you more comfortable. Ooh. Stoic body pillow, yeah, Dakumura body pillow for sure, for afraid to spoon. The face down, ass up type stuff. Or metal type merch. Today had a job interview. I put on makeup and got dressed, but after I was ready to go out, they canceled the interview. I want to cry. That sucks. For them, they have no idea how they're affecting a person that way. But for you, it means a lot. It means everything. So I've been there before. I had a job, or believed I had a job, where they had me go through all the background checks and stuff like that. They had me go through everything. And then right at the very end, when I expected them to give me an offer letter, they're like, yeah, sorry about it. We changed our mind. It's not a good feeling. I'll tell you what. Metal merch, there's been requests for necklaces with my logo on them. It basically like what I'm wearing right now on my model. Metal merch is much harder to come by than shirt type merch or clothing type merch. Or plushes. So in terms of like hard to getness and feasibility, it's like clothing is easy, apparently. Very easy enough to the point that it's basically mindless to set up for yourself as a streamer. 2, and if you need any help or have any questions on that front, just let me know. 2, it's like plushes. There are companies that exist out there that are like, you give us idea, we give product, and then maybe we'll give you like 10% of the profit, unless you're insanely huge, and then you can argue for better terms. And then it's metal merch. I have not found a single company that I feel is trustworthy to handle like metal merch, because it would be, as you can imagine, it would be quite bad if I were to sell with my name and logo attached to it something that has like fucking lead in it, bro. Okay, I don't need that in my life. Because even though I could be like, well, it's a company, well, that doesn't matter. Like, your name is all over it. Machetta Blue Blur, super cool person. I love watching him play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I love watching him currently play Rebirth. He's super neat. You should go check him out. Do you need Soak to hunt these people for you? I will, you know, to be honest with you. I don't get tired and they have to sleep sometime. I go nap. Goodbye, heart. Okay, and then the last thing is new emotes. As in HD stoicified versions of reverse engineered emotes. My emotes so far have been very, very well received. I want your merch, but I'm poor. I'm trying to figure out some way to do discounts and stuff like that, because I think that there is a way to do that, but I don't, like with the merch front that I use, it's not been easy for me to confidently say to myself, okay, I can now go on to socials and say, hey, discount running this week only, blah, blah, blah. If you want to avoid FOMO, you better get in on this type stuff. Like, I know there's a way to do it, but I'd have to actually ask the company, and like their customer service, as far as streamer to their customer service goes, has been not amazing. From them to customer, it's great. From me to them, it's been weird. It's been weird so far. Not problematic. It's just, I'm not going to go into it. It's just I have to go through certain avenues in order to get answers that confuse me. You can have my doggo merch if I got you, if you want it. Okay, let's do games. Right? How long have we been live? An hour and 45 minutes? Holy Christ. Let's do games. Let's do games now. Thank you guys for enduring that. I appreciate it so much, and all the amazing support. Let me change my category and whatnot. I'm not going to go to the beer back screen because I feel like it's going to break the sub count and stuff again, and I'm still feeling good. I don't need a break yet. I'll probably need a break after Marbles on Stream, which is going to be our next thing. Marbles on Stream. There we are. Marbles on Stream. And then we are going to change this, and look at me go, having all this stuff prepared ahead of time. Oh my god, he's so good. Streamiversary, Subathon now. Marbles on stream. Soon, King of the Castle. I'm very much looking forward to King of the Castle. I'm looking forward to Marbles, but I'm super looking forward to King of the Castle. I think that was awesome last time that we played it. Alright, there's that. Put this, and then I'm going to change this, and then I'm going to double check it to make sure that it looks right on screen. It does. I love that for us. Let me change. First year anniversary. Okay, that looks good. Everything is set. Okay, and then we log out of this game, and I'm going to salute my bestie here for protecting me against the fish that are on land for some reason. Goodbye, Black Bolt. Goodbye, No Flow. I will see you later. And at some point, probably soon, because it's on my checklist, therefore it's going to be done, I'm going to figure out what fucking issue Final Fantasy 11 has with my F keys. Because that, I did not expect that. I was like, I'm pressing F1 and it's opening up the fucking Xbox game bar. Why it be doing that and all that? Okay, we're going to close this down.